Okay, so I felt disturbed after watching the VR experience, especially that right now I'm currently working as a teacher, teaching about martial law. So I can't really imagine what it feels siguro no if ikaw ang usa ka professor kat sa una nga nagtudlo og mga inani nga type of content siguro mo siguro na nga mamatay siguro ko karon. And the VR experience really made me feel that kay literal di ba nga gipatay man jud ko at the end. Then after the experience when I saw all the activists that died during the martial law, so it made me feel anxious po, especially with the current political climate that we have right now. And I can say that kudos to the students who organized this installation. He did really well.
Very anxious siya, and seeing the exhibit kay very creative kay siya pagka portray, and mas sense yun mo ang severity sa situation.
So it was really very disturbing. It's my first time having a virtual reality experience, and it's maybe one of the most memorable, not only because of its kind of themes, but also because of how realistic it is, not only in the past but also in the present. Considering that the martial law from the past continues to perpetuate its violence through the terror law and many other abduction cases here in the Philippines. And other than that, the exhibit after the VR was very haunting to the point of it's eerie, and it makes us realize how this is not only something that is reminiscent of the past, but something that we should be bothered until at the present, considering that there are many more victims that continue to be killed, that are continued to be abducted, and many more cases of violence and human rights violations.
So, sa na-experience na ko sa inyong exhibit is very interactive siya, especially with the VR and showing of different videos na, as well as being very informative said with regards to what happened sa martial law. Kay, again, di pa kay ko familiar with martial law at all, but the more I learn about martial law, the more like, so this is really what happened. And I think na this is an awareness that martial law should not happen again in the near future. And I hope na maka-understand sad, especially with our president karon, and maka-understand ang politics. I'm not a political person or anything. I'm just sharing my thoughts on what is really right or wrong. But everyone has their own opinion, and thank you. Muna na.
Pag kato ganin ta pag VR na lang kay mura sad ko na in place manggod ko ni Carmen, so ako na feel kay mura na scared sad ko for like bisan diligent ang like diligent siya real experience, pero nagpamulan na ako na unsa kayang kanang feelings jud sa katong tinuod jud na naka-experience ana kanang kato siya kay mura to siya og kanang demonstration kung unsay nahitabo, pero what if there's more to that nga akong ma-experience sa katong para sa mga tao nga nag-fight na gani sila sa unsay makatarungan para sa people, and that kay ang government nato karon kay as you know. And pagsud sad nako sa exhibit kay more I like sad nga how it was kanang ang ihang mga things dito kay na display and all that, kay mo jud di ka jud sa vibe like after sa VR experience mo be complete jud ang pagsud nako sa exhibit. And I think that's all.
Okay, so sa VR experience, I've already had experience with VR. It's typically realistic when done right. So in the viewpoint of like Carmen, the girl, it was definitely scary, you know. For me, in my sense, like I know that I'm safe, pero if I were in the real thing, I'd definitely be scared as heck. And then with the sounds, the experience itself, the gunshot, yeah, that literally made me jolt. And then on the experience, the exhibit itself, after the VR experience was like, wow, you're still trying to, what do you call this? Like, mo pag-digest a whole thing. And then with the exhibit, it's like, you have to look around, just roam and just take things in for a little bit. It's with there, like, naka-realize ko na, yeah, martial law and all that is not something na baliwala lang. That's really my main experience this whole thing. It's really good.
Well, being like a big video guy myself, I was almost too busy like kind of geeking over the VR video, and then the whole like thing happened, and I was like, oh shit, okay. Especially that part, that last part when we were knocked over. I was kind of really immersed. I went like in my chair, so I like slumped over like. But yeah, it was really immersive. It was really useful. I had worked before in compiling the names of martial law victims with Matay ng Wakayani, and kind of seeing this exhibit put their faces like front and center and what they experienced front and center, that just kind of helped remind me of the horrors and the pains that they endured. And I really hope with efforts like these, like the memories and the pain of martial law can be remembered by more, not just students, but like hopefully if this VR experience gets more widely shared, then it would be a very important and integral thing in preserving our rights, our societies, that we don't go back into those dark times.
So, for my experience on the VR one, which is the first one, it was actually I don't know, I can't find the right words to say since it's my first time. Pero for me, goosebumps yun ko to witness those things. And for the exhibit, it's a great outlet for letting people know what happened before. So all in all, my experience was amazing.
Kuan, heavy kay siya. Kuan lang kid. Mura ko like na-anxious during sa VR nga experience. At the same time kay it's very murag it feels like murag my reality bitaw naron. Murag I can see it ba? I can feel it na happening right in reality, and murag bugat jud din siya. And kuan lang nakayawan siya overall, pero I realized ba na how scary it feels bitaw to have this, and murag it's a great burden jud to protect those around us kind of from those type of situations.
Ako na-feel kay na-shock jud ko, like na-iking jud ko kay as if ako jud ang torture sa like during sa VR. The nice pod nga after sa VR nga experience kay na-exhibit mismo para deepen sa damo understanding, like aside sa experience mismo kay makasabot sa bing anong na-happen yan ato sa among VR experience. I rate 10 out of 10.
Regarding the VR, like I didn't really know what I was expecting. I mean, I read the pamphlet and like I got briefed on like the things that happened during the time, and for me to experience it from a first POV, like really, yeah, it got me very scared. Good, and I think the execution was really good. Like it really set the tone, the scene, and like at first, like I really got really creeped out. Good, and towards the end, the end was such a banger. Like it really, like I ended up cursing because it was that shocking. Good, and yeah, I think it's really eye-opening, this whole like VR experience. Plus alongside the exhibit, which was
So the VR was really heart-wrenching, you know, being able to experience it more than the visual scenery, because it was 360, so it gave a different feeling towards us. I guess this project was really essential for our society, especially that we have, in order for us to retain the context of the martial law, we have to experience it ourselves. So that I was a little bit traumatized.
It's a really real to life simulation of what happened during martial law. I really felt the the victim's pain when she was kidnapped, and in the exhibits, the torture was really scary. That's all.
Okay. So, kuan kanang very something new yun siya, and I think it's a very beautiful experience, although ang content is very harsh and kanang murag na mas na-widen akong kanang knowledge about kung unsa jud ang panghitabo during the martial law. Tungod sa first is ang VR, I think na it's a very progressive move to kanang inform siguro the students, especially mga kanang mag-aaral diri sa UP, and also dili lang sa UP. I think na it would be so nice nga ato ri siya i-bring na initiative even outside to fully immerse the people and remind them nga mao ni ang tinuod nga mga panghitabo pag martial law.
I think experiencing it in a first-person point of view definitely made things a bit feel worse in a sense. Kaya like you actually feel more anxious about katong unsay nahitabo, like kanang getting. I mean, you don't feel like being strangled, but you feel it like weirdly in a sense, but you don't actually feel the physical thing. And then seeing the exhibit as well, seeing how they were tortured then, and then the faces of the people who possibly went through those was also kind of like I don't know, unsa siya pag-ingon like kanang it's very it makes you feel something rigid, and I think that a lot of people should like see things from others' point of view, because I mean, I don't think na it's required. Okay, like I don't think anyone can like just experience this. Okay, not everyone can handle siguro things like that, because but yeah, I think kanang seeing that from first person point of view definitely makes me feel like like how horrible it was for them, although I didn't experience it physically.
So first, kay kuan kay siya kanang I like how kanang immersive it is, no? Kay kanang I got to experience, not experience, pero like kanang grabe jud day siya, like especially sa point of view sa mga kanang natakpan gani nato day lang nagian, kanang how much I kanang di ko ka-imagine na kanang go through ko sa similar. And then sa second na sa exhibit, sa installation exhibit, kay dito jud ko na murag na nagrabihan, like dito ko na emotion na sa dapit sa mga tortures na grabiha kanang knowing na ila tong gibuhat sa usa ka human being gani na murag grabe kanang kibag gyud sa to asa sila og kanang power nabuhat to nila sa tao. Did siya maayo, and never again.
All sad siya. I mean, even considering na murag di sad anad pero exposed sa inana kind of say word for it, like interact mo ng experience kuno kay because of 1081 and exposure, but nga naka sa VR murag sakto you're in the shoes. So, last nimo sa ayaw spoiler sa VR, basta kay ang makuha na lang sa ikabot nimo sa other room na kay murag unnerving siya in a way nga you don't know unsay nahitabo jud ni Carmen. So, any of those nga ma-hear nimo nga sounds, makita nimo nga visual, it's possible nga siya ang naka-experience ang tanan, and then samot na nga na ay pwede mong spoil kasi na-awag na ay faces of mga kuan desaparecidos, sila tanan, they are all Carmen in a way nga kasi more siya ghosts of of Marcos past ba niya, ikaw kay you're living in a way nalakalive ka sa freedom nga ilahang na sacrifice for, but at the same time you're reliving unsa ka tense ang ilahang time because under na to sa anak ni Marcos. If di ka exposed sa ani nga kind of material. Although sa UP, exposed to me, but di ka anad kaayo makakita og ana like this is like a truth. Or maka-open siya si mo eyes nga. Usa jud ka scary kay bisag man ka, oh makaya ra na nako or imo ra nang ibaliwala kay idili jud siya lalim. It will end your life.